Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for stopping in. Today we have more PortSwigger Web Security Academy. What are we doing? We're doing WebSockets. So I need to open up my VM here. What's up, Julio? Thanks for stopping in. Glad to see you here. What's up, Mark? Thanks for stopping in. How are you doing today? Yeah, sorry, I got a late start today. I'm gonna do a I gotta start the machine up and everything. Also, Spotify really screwed me over last week because I use royalty-free music, and then it decided to randomly get off of royalty-free music, and I got a copyright strike on my last live stream, so that wasn't fun. Cool, I'm doing OSCP B Lab. Nice. It won't let me. See, I hate that about LinkedIn. Like, if I'm 15 minutes late, I wasn't even 15 minutes late. I was 14 minutes late to my stream, and it's like, it won't even let me stream to LinkedIn. It's so annoying. This demo is for educational purposes only. Ethical hacking is legal and differs from illegal hacking. Always ensure you have legal permission before performing what you see in this demo. Yeah, what's so annoying, man. LinkedIn, I just wish you, like, why, like, when I set a time, like, why can't I just stream 15 minutes late, 60 minutes late if I want to? It's the most annoying thing when it comes to LinkedIn streaming. That's why you should be watching the stream on YouTube, by the way. LinkedIn's not where it's at. What's wrong with the stream? Nothing's wrong with the stream. It's just on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn stream got all whacked because LinkedIn doesn't let you stream 15 minutes past when you schedule. So I scheduled at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and I tried to start the stream at 7:14 p.m. Eastern time, but then it's like, nope, that's too late. You can't stream. So now it's like the whole stream on LinkedIn got broken. So I was trying to fix that. So sorry about that. I have it somewhat fixed, but it is what it is. It's like YouTube, every other platform. Like if I want to stream 15 minutes later than the scheduled time, then it's like it just lets me. I don't know why LinkedIn doesn't let me do that. And like LinkedIn doesn't let you like reschedule the post, like reschedule the stream. It's really toxic. It's honestly really frustrating, to be honest with you. Oh well, most people don't watch on LinkedIn anyways. What is the glass? Was it the glass? I don't know what you're asking. What do you mean by a glass? Also, Cypher, thanks for stopping in. And Tony, thanks for stopping in. Alright, so for those just joining in, we're doing the PortSwigger Web Security Academy. This is one thing I hate about Firefox. It's like, let me just reopen up the 20 tabs you had open from last stream. Like, bro, I don't want that. Okay, let's go ahead and start this up. We're at Learning Paths here, and as I said, we are doing WebSocket vulnerabilities right here. And before we get started, I gotta get a drink, so I'll be right back. Alright, so WebSockets are widely used in modern web applications. They are initiated over HTTP and provide long-lived connections with asynchronous communications in both directions. WebSockets are used for all kinds of purposes, including performing user actions and transmitting sensitive information. Virtually any web security vulnerability that arises with regular HTTP can also arise in relation to WebSocket communications. Manipulating WebSocket traffic. Finding WebSocket security vulnerabilities generally involves manipulating them in ways that the application doesn't expect. You can do this using a burp suite. You use burp suite to intercept and modify WebSocket messages, replay and generate new WebSocket messages, manipulate WebSocket connections. Intercepting and modifying WebSocket messages. You can use burp proxy to intercept and modify WebSocket messages as follows. Open Burst Browser, browse to the application function that uses WebSockets. You can determine that WebSockets are used by using the application and looking for entries appearing in the WebSockets history tab within burp proxy. In the intercept tab of burp proxy, ensure that interception is turned on. Jorge Rivers, thanks for subscribing on YouTube. I appreciate you. In the intercept tab of burp proxy, ensure the intercept is turned on. When a WebSocket message is sent to the browser, server will be displayed in the intercept tab for you to view or modify. Press the forward button to forward the message. Note, you can configure whether client to server or server to client messages are intercepted to in burp proxy. Do this in the settings dialog in the WebSocket interception rules settings. Did it not hit continue? Continue. Replaying and generating new WebSocket messages. As well as intercepting and modifying WebSocket messages on the fly, you can replay individual messages and generate new messages. You can do this using burp repeater and burp proxy. Select a message in the WebSocket history or in the intercept tab and choose send a repeater for the context menu. In the burp repeater, you can now edit the message that was selected and send it over and over. You can enter a new message and send it in either direction to the client or server. In the history panel within burp repeater, you can view the history and messages that have been transmitted over the WebSocket connection. This includes messages that have generated in burp repeater and also any that were generated by the browser or server via the same connection. If you want to edit and resend any message in the history panel, you can do this by selecting the message and choosing edit and resend from the context menu. Manipulating WebSocket connections. As well as manipulating WebSocket messages, it is sometimes necessary to manipulate the WebSocket handshake that establishes the connection. There are various situations in which manipulating the WebSocket handshake might be necessary. It can enable you to reach more attack surface. Some attacks might cause your connection to drop, so you need to establish a new one. Tokens or other data in the original handshake request might be stale and need updating. Manipulating WebSocket connections continued. You can manipulate the WebSocket handshake using burp repeater. Send a WebSocket message to burp repeater as already described. In burp repeater, click on the pencil icon next to. It'd be nice if they put screenshots with this, or a little GIF that would tell you how to do it. That would be pretty cool too. In burp repeater, click on the pencil icon next to the WebSocket URL. This opens a wizard that lets you attach to an existing connected WebSocket, clone a connected WebSocket, or reconnect to a disconnected WebSocket. If you choose to clone a connected WebSocket or reconnect to a disconnected WebSocket, then the wizard will show full details of the WebSocket handshake request, which you can edit as required before the handshake is performed. When you click connect, burps will attempt to carry out the configure handshake and display the result. If a new WebSocket connection was successfully established, you can then use this to send new messages in burp repeater. WebSocket security vulnerabilities. In principle, practically any WebSocket vulnerability might arise in relation to WebSockets. User supplied input transmitted to the server might be processed in unsafe ways, leading to vulnerabilities such as SQL injection or XML external entity injection. Some blind vulnerabilities reached via WebSockets might be detectable using out-of-band OSAT techniques. If attacker-controlled data is transmitted via WebSockets to other application users, then it might lead to XSS or other client-side vulnerabilities. Manipulating WebSockets. Man, we're just flying through this. They haven't even given us an exercise yet. Watch the next one be an exercise. Manipulating WebSocket messages to exploit vulnerabilities. The majority of input-based vulnerabilities affecting WebSockets can be found and exploited by tampering with contents of WebSocket messages. For example, suppose a chat application uses WebSockets to send chat messages between the browser and the server. When a user types a chat message, a WebSocket message like the following is sent to the server. Message, hello Carlos. The contents of the message are transmitted again via WebSockets to another chat user and then rendered in the user's browser as follows. In this situation, dude, why does it keep hopping off of this playlist? I like specifically picked a certain playlist and it wants to hop off of it. I'm gonna get demonetized now because of this. I might have to just there we go. Hopefully I don't get demonetized for that 30 seconds of non-copyrighted or the copyrighted song. In this situation, provided no other input processing or defenses are in play, an attacker can perform a proof of concept XSS attack by submitting the following WebSocket message. That was like some cross-site scripting. There we go. I knew it was going to be a lab going up next. Labs, manipulating WebSocket messages to exploit vulnerabilities. This online shop is a live chat feature implemented by WebSockets. Chat messages that you submit are viewed by a support agent in real time. To solve the lab, use a WebSocket agent to trigger an alert pop-up in the support agent's browser so access. So we can just say message and just copy this. I bet you if I just copy this for the message, we can get this. Alright, so where's the live chat? The live chat's over here, so let's not hit live chat yet. Let's go ahead and pull up Burp. I am using Burp Professional here. If I need to use a professional feature, I'll let you guys know if that's the case. But we should be sticking mostly towards the free stuff. So even if you don't have Burp Professional, you'll be alright. You can use the free community version. I'm just pulling up the professional because I might need to use a professional feature because these labs are highly tailored for the professional version of Burp. Like they'll tell you to use professional features in the solutions and stuff. What's up, Wi-Fi? How's it going? Thanks for stopping in. Hey Kyser, have you ever ran across applications using WebSockets and engagements for work? To be honest with you, I have no idea. I've never needed to mess with WebSockets. Every training that I've ever used has never messed with WebSockets. Like for example, the TCM Security PWPA, it's a Practical Web Pen Test Associate. That course and that certification exam, you don't need to touch WebSockets. It's not part of the scope of that exam. Same thing for the OffenSec Web Assessor, the OSWA. Same thing. WebSockets not in the course. WebSockets are not in the exam. So I didn't even know this. I mean, I knew WebSockets were a thing, and it's obviously a way to manipulate anything. It just hasn't been something that I've been looking for. So this is really my first exposure to WebSockets. So that's why I do these live streams where I do Burp, the PortSwigger Web Security Academy, because it introduces me to a lot of topics that I've never previously encountered, which is another reason why you should use multiple platforms to study. Although I don't think you should use multiple platforms to study until you get to like the intermediate level. Like once you start trying to become like an advanced or an expert in the field, then you want to use multiple platforms. But I would say getting started, like just stick with one, maybe two. Right now, you'll see me on three. Like I'm streaming PortSwigger, I'm streaming Hack the Box and Try Hack Me. But I'm well past the beginner stage. But for beginners, I would say stick to one, maybe go to two. But I would lean towards one at first. And then once you start, like once you get in the field and you start working full time, especially as a pen tester, I mean, this might also apply as like cybersecurity analyst, but I'm not a cybersecurity analyst, so I don't know for sure. But for sure, pen testing, like once you become a pen tester, then yeah, you can do like 3 or 4 different platforms at one time, and you can alternate between the two because you're just trying to learn tidbits here and there, which is what I'm doing right now. Hopefully that makes sense. That's a good question, by the way. Thanks for asking that, Wi-Fi addict. But now that I'm learning this, you know, this is going to be something I'm going to check on my web app pen test now in the real world. Because I previously wasn't checking this stuff in the real world for WebSockets. I think they're probably common enough to say like, yeah, there probably was some WebSockets in some of the apps I've been using. I just never noticed it, you know. WebSockets was not covered in OSWA at all. Like there might have been a small mention in the content, but there was definitely no hands-on element to it. I don't even think it mentioned in the course. Like even like a subtle mention, I don't think they covered it at all. But definitely no hands-on component for sure. How's my HTTP history empty? How? Oh, I know why. Because I don't have burp. I don't have burp on. Turn it on. Okay, there we go. That should do the trick. Hello, system help live chat person robot. Also, did your offset subscription expire? Still going for your other certification? It expires in like 11 days. Yeah, that's about right. So going for your other certification. I'm not going for any other offset certifications at this time. I am taking the OSCP Plus this weekend. I have OSCP, but I figured, well, my OffSec Unlimited is about to expire. I might as well try for the OSCP Plus. If I get it, cool. If I don't get it, then I ain't sweating. I have regular OSCP. In theory, I should be able to pass it, but we'll see what happens. They changed the exam, so I haven't done the new course. So, you know, there's gonna potentially be stuff that I haven't been exposed to on the new version of the exam. Halpine, did your mom know you're still up? What kind of question did Halpine ask me that? What kind of live person chat asks you, does your mom know you're still up? What is this? What is this? Anyways, let's go to why is it? See, this is what I hate about the Web Security Academy. It pops up youtube.com all the time. See this? Like, why? Why is youtube.com playing all the time? Can I add a negative scope? Are you going to make a video of OCB Plus even if you fail? Well, I already have the one about the changes. That's a good question. I might. I'm definitely going to make one if I pass. If I fail, we'll see. I never thought about it if I failed. This is what I hate about PortSwigger Web Security. Like, why does it give me YouTube? Because I guess because some of the solutions point to YouTube videos. Maybe that's why. Let's go to target, scope, exclude from scope. Let's go and add youtube.com. Include subdomains. Hit OK. Go to proxy. If I clear these, I shouldn't get any more YouTube in my history. Which slide did you find the hardest? Skylark? I didn't do Skylark. So the reason why I didn't do Skylark was because I was in this weird transition period when they went from the old labs to the new labs. So I was in that shared environment at first. So I pwned like 20 something machines. 20 machines on the old lab, and then they shut those ones down, and then I went to the new lab, and I only did medtech, all of medtech, and like a portion of Relia plus OSCP A, B, and C. I never touched Skylark because, like I said, I did like 20 something, maybe 20 on the old labs, and I thought the old labs, honestly, I thought the old labs, the solo machines were more, I thought they were better prep than like medtech and Relia, but that's just me. They were better prep for medtech than medtech and Relia for the solo machines. Medtech Relia was better for the Active Directory section of the OSCP exam, but those weren't better for the standalone machines. And you need some kind of practice. That's where Hack the Box comes into play. This Hack the Box will prepare you better for the standalone machines than medtech and Relia, in my opinion. And for those who don't know, you're going to get 6 machines. 3 of them are standalone machines, and 3 of them are Active Directory join machines. And the standalone machines are very similar to a Hack the Box machine. See, can I do right click exclude from scope from here? It says add to scope. I don't want to add it to scope. I need to put Mozilla and Google in my, let's go to add, we'll do google.com, include subdomains, add mozilla.com, include subdomains, go back to proxy, do clear history. Okay, I'm tired of all this random stuff popping up in here. I just want this. No. Send. Oh, I'm disconnected. Refresh. Why are you asking about my mom? Ask Alexa. What? Ask Alexa? I don't know what that means. Anyways. What kind of, this is the worst live chat ever. Is that their goal? Or like, we're gonna make the worst live chat ever. Just to mess with people. That's kind of funny though. Okay, so it says I gotta go to WebSockets history. Here we go. To the server. Well, let's go to the last one. To the server. I got a ping and a pong. Where's my messages? Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. They're all pings and pongs, bro. Ping. No. Here we go. Content. Hello, system help live chat person. So can I send this to repeater? Oh, nice. So I should be able to just say cross-site scripting, right? Do I have this right? You know what I need to do? I just need to just do a cross-site scripting here. Should be pretty easy if I just put cross-site scripting into there and then hit send. And did that? Well, I cross-site scripted myself. Did I cross-site script the live agent person? That's a negative. Huh. Send. You're giving me a headache. Oh my gosh. How does this work? I've never messed with WebSockets before. Let's see here. Keep saying disconnected. You are a bad live chat person. Okay, that should pop up my WebSocket history. Proxy WebSocket history, that should be down here. Why don't you use your initiative instead of following me all the time? Where's my message I sent? You are a bad live chat person. Okay, can I just hit right click, send repeater, and then paste this here? Send? Did that work? I just cross-site scripted myself, but it's not cross-site scripting the other person? Send WebSocket message. Well, this is... proxy. It says 114. WebSocket ID is 10. How do I need to change the ID? What makes it change the ID? Can I just give it a different ID number? Maybe that's what I gotta do. Oh, was I doing it to client at first? I think that's what I was doing wrong. Did I solve it? Bro, how does this work? You just say go to WebSockets and send it. Like, how is this not sending it to server? and observe that the chat message that has been sent via a WebSocket message. Okay, found that. Using the browser, send a message containing a lesson character. In Burp Proxy, find a corresponding WebSocket message and observe that this has been URL HTML encoded by the client before sending. Ensure that Burp Proxy is configured to intercept WebSocket messages, then send another chat message. So I gotta go to proxy, intercept, type, WebSocket ID. I didn't want to open this up. WebSocket test. I should be able to just send this then. Send this to repeater. Reconnect. Send. Did that work? Just turn off intercept. Yes, that one worked. Okay. Nice. And it cross-site scripted myself. Nice. Perfect. It's stuck in there now. That makes sense. It's almost like a stored cross-site scripting. Okay. That was not too bad. Actually, reopen that tab back up. And then we will hit continue. This one's solved. Manipulating a WebSocket handshake to exploit vulnerabilities. Some WebSocket vulnerabilities can only be found and exploited by manipulating the WebSocket handshake. These vulnerabilities tend to involve design flaws such as misplaced trust in HTTP headers to perform security decisions such as X-forward for header. Flaws in session handling mechanisms, since the session context in which this WebSocket messages are processed is generally determined by the session context of the handshake message. Attack surface introduced by custom HTTP headers used by the application. Alright. Manipulating the WebSocket handshake to exploit vulnerabilities. This lab is on launch off as a live chat feature implemented using WebSockets. It is an aggressive but flawed XSS filter. To solve the lab, use a WebSocket message to trigger an alert pop up in the agent's browser. What's it going to say? If you're struggling to bypass this filter, try our XSS labs. Sometimes you can bypass IP-based restrictions using HTTP headers like X-forward for. I haven't done the XSS filter labs. So this shouldn't just work because there should be some kind of filter in here. Attack detected, event handler. This address is blacklisted. Oh my god. Ugh. Somehow YouTube.com still got into my history. I think if I do target, no, add www.youtube.com. My IP address is blacklisted. How do you reset the lab? I guess like the most toxic thing. I remember we tried to figure out how to do it one time, but I can't remember how we did it before. Yeah, how do I get into this lab though? How do I go back? Why won't it let me go back? Back. Let's go ahead and access this lab and then access the next lab. That should work, maybe. What's up, Hurley? Thanks for stopping. Glad to see you here. Live chat. IP address is blacklisted. How do I get around that? What if I did copy? It says the hint to get around. It says X forward for header. I can do bypass IP restrictions, but that header doesn't exist in here, so I don't understand how I can bypass it that way if the header is not there. Or do I just add it? What's up, SD? Thanks for stopping in. How you doing today? Well, let's do the cross-site scripting lab. I don't know. See if we can get like a where it mentions X forward for, so I know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Go ahead and duplicate this. Where's cross-site scripting? Is cross-site scripting not a learning path? It's not. Huh. All labs. There's cross-site scripting labs, but there's not. There's no learning paths. Do we see anything about filter bypass? SQL injection with filter bypass via XML. Well, here's cross-site scripting. Exploiting cross-site scripting to steal cookies. I've already solved that one, huh? Good, thanks for asking. I might do vintage from Hack the Box. Need to sharpen my skills on AD. Yeah, I don't think I've done that one. I don't know. I've lost count now. I've done like over 120 boxes on Hack the Box at this point. I don't think I've done that one. That doesn't sound familiar to me. It's like almost 400 boxes now on Hack the Box. And I have like 120. I only have like a quarter of them done. And I feel like I'm doing Hack the Boxes all the time, dude. They're coming out with a new box every week. Sometimes 2 a week. And I'm only... Well, I was solving them 1 a week, but now I only solve them once every 3 weeks. So they're coming out faster than I can do them. Which is okay, because I'd rather do some like these labs here on PortSwigger Web Security Academy, because it's a different type of challenge, you know? Different type of learning. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get to the solution, because I don't see anything about... It says go to the cross-site scripting labs, but I don't see anything in here about filter bypass. Otherwise I would go in there and try to grab a payload and see if that will work. And I don't see anything about the X forward 4 header either to get around the IP blacklist. So you've only done 60 boxes. Well, that's more than only, man. That's a lot. 60 boxes is a lot. It takes a long time to get that. I mean, that's about half of what I've done. And, I mean, 60 is a lot, man. Add the following handshake header to the handshake request to spoof your IP address. So can I just add X forward 4 here? Let's go back to the history. Sorry, repeater. Okay, hold on. That worked. What's up, Blood Son? Thanks for stopping in. Glad to see you here. Can you solve any Hack the Box machine unguided? No. Not. Oh, you mean any. Like as in have. Yeah, I've definitely done Hack the Box machines unguided before, 100%. But not every one of them. I think you said every one at first. Yeah, there's been a handful that I've done unguided. Maybe more. Yeah, I would say more than a handful. Some of them are pretty easy for me. But I definitely can't do every Hack the Box machine unguided, that's for sure. You could put burp suite in dark mode for our viewing comfort. Bro, I don't even know how to put it in dark mode. I actually looked this up. If you tell me where to go to put it in dark mode, I'll do it for you. But I looked through the settings in here like very quickly one time and I just couldn't find it. User interface, display. Oh, here we go. Oh, well, I hit dark. Oh, there we go. I was like, what happened? There we go. Okay, easy enough. I've actually never used burp suite in dark mode. This is actually a lot better though. I will give you that. You're the first person to ask that, and I've been using burp suite for a while now. But you still got the problem with this website being in light mode though, so there's nothing I can do about that, I don't think. Maybe there is, but you just gotta tough it out for the website. But yeah, no problem. Thanks for telling me to do it. No one's ever told me to do it. I never had a need to do it because I usually like things in dark mode. I just never felt the need to do it because I have a filter on my computer screen. There's a setting in Windows. It's called the nighttime setting, and I just keep that on all the time. What about insane ones? I have never done an insane box without some kind of guidance. Even with that write-up, it's hard. Sometimes I need a team. You know, that's actually the only way I've ever solved insane machines is by being on a hack the box team and having people like help me out along the way, you know. I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like let's close out of these. Can I refresh this and not get IP blocked now? Still IP blocked. Let's try to get a proxy. Oh, you know what? I got an idea. I know how to get past this. If I do... Let's go back. I don't want this. Let's go back. Proxy and turn intercept on. Now that intercept is on, let's go live chat and we'll forward that, forward that, forward that, forward that. Forward. Let's just turn this off now. I should be able to go to the live chat. Oh, I guess I never clicked it. Live chat. Let's put the X4 header on here. Forward, forward, turn intercept off. Test. Test. It's broken. It keeps getting me disconnected because I don't have the X4. I don't have the X4 header permanent. Yeah, see? Keep telling me it's not. It's blacklisted because the header's not staying. Yeah, I don't know how to make the header stick. My laptop is useless. Gonna put thermal paste on the process real quick. Please excuse me. Subscribe. Thanks for following, Blood Son. I appreciate that. Good luck with your processor and your thermal paste. Yeah, I'll be here for the next hour or two. I don't know how long it takes you to do that, but I'll be here for the next hour or so. 2 or 3. At least an hour, I would say. Maybe less likely to be 2 or higher. I wish I could reset the lab. How to reset PortSwigger lab. It says if you launch after 15 minutes, can I hit access lab? Oh, bro, this is so annoying. Why can't I just reset the lab? I don't know how to bypass the IP address block. They make this unnecessarily hard. Can I just add the header here? Oh my god, how do I make a connection? Bro, I wish I could just reset the lab. That's what I hate about these PortSwigger labs. Like, I can't just revert it back to its original state. It won't let me connect to nothing. So I don't understand, how do I do this? I think it's broken. I need to reset the lab, but it doesn't let me. The proxies are freezing connections? Why? Bro, what are you talking about? Oh, I closed out a burst suite. I didn't mean to do that. That's why. This might load up one day. Bro, this whole thing is broken. Burst suite's not working, the website's not working, the lab's not working. Can I just log out and then log back in? Still IP address blocked. I guess just wait 15 minutes? I don't understand. We're just gonna skip this lab for now and come back to it later because it's broken. I can't reset it. Using cross-site web sockets to exploit vulnerabilities. Some WebSocket security vulnerabilities arise when an attacker makes a cross-domain WebSocket connection from a website that the attacker controls. This is known as a cross-site website hijacking attack and involves exploiting a cross-site request forwarding CRS vulnerability on a WebSocket handshake. The attack often has a serious impact, allowing an attacker to perform privileged actions on behalf of the victim user or capture sensitive data to which the victim user has access. What is cross-site WebSocket hijacking? Cross-site WebSocket hijacking, also known as cross-origin WebSocket hijacking, involves a cross-site request forwarding CSRF vulnerability on a WebSocket handshake. It arises when the WebSocket handshake request relies solely on the HTTP cookie for session handling and does not contain any CSRF tokens or other unpredictable values. An attacker can create a malicious web page on their own domain which establishes a cross-site WebSocket connection to the vulnerable application. The application will handle the connection in the context of the victim user's session with the application. The attacker's page can then send arbitrary messages to the server via the connection and read the contents of messages that are received back from the server. This means that unlike regular CSRF the attacker gains two-way interaction with a compromised application. What is the impact of cross-site WebSocket hijacking? A successful cross-site WebSocket hijacking attack will often enable an attacker to perform unauthorized actions masquerading as a victim user. With the regular CSRF, the attacker can send arbitrary messages to the server-side application. If the application uses client-generated WebSocket messages to perform any sensitive actions, then the attacker can generate suitable messages cross-domain and trigger those actions. Retrieve sensitive data from the user that the user can access. Unlike the regular CSRF, cross-site WebSocket hijacking gives the attacker two-way interaction with the vulnerable application over the hijacked WebSocket. If the application uses server-generated WebSocket messages to return any sensitive data to the user, then the attacker can intercept those messages and capture the victim user's data. Performing a cross-site WebSocket hijacking attack. Since a cross-site WebSocket hijacking attack is essentially a CSRF vulnerability on a WebSocket handshake, the first step to performing an attack is to review the WebSocket handshakes that the application carries out and determine whether they are protected against CSRF. In terms of normal conditions for CSRF attacks, you typically need to find a handshake message that relies solely on HTTP cookies for session handling that doesn't employ any tokens or other unpredictable values in request parameters. Performing a cross-site WebSocket hijack. Shit, that's a mouthful. Cross-site WebSocket hijacking attack. That is such a long name for an attack. Continue. For example, the following WebSocket handshake request is probably vulnerable to CSRF because the only session token is transmitted in a cookie. The sec WebSocket key header contains a random value to prevent errors from catching proxies and not used for authentication sessions handling purposes. If the WebSocket handshake request is vulnerable to CSRF, then an attacker's web page can perform a cross-site request to open a WebSocket on the vulnerable site. What happens next is the attacker depends entirely on the application's logic and how it is using WebSockets. The attack might involve sending WebSocket messages to perform unauthorized actions on behalf of the victim user, sending WebSocket messages to retrieve sensitive data, sometimes just waiting for incoming messages to arrive containing sensitive data. Cross-site WebSocket. I didn't even teach you how to do it. There's like, here's a theory behind it. Go do it now. Like, what? This online shop has a live chat feature implemented. To solve this live, use the exploit server. Use the exploit server to host a HTML Java payload that uses a cross-site WebSocket hijacking attack to exfiltrate the victim's chat history, and then use this gain access to their account. Use this to gain access to their account. Jeez, I can't even like proofread their own words. Note: to prevent the Academy platform being used to attack third parties, our firewall blocks interactions between the labs and arbitrary external systems. To solve the lab, you must use the provided exploit server and/or Burp Collaborator's default public server. Click live chat and then send a message. Test. And then it says reload the page, so reload. In Burp Proxy in the WebSockets history tab, observe that the ready comment retrieved Observe that the ready command retrieves past chat messages from the server. So we will go to proxy, website history. We're looking for the ready message. I don't see a ready message. There's no ready message in the history. In the burp proxy in the WebSockets history tab, observe that the ready command retrieves past chat messages from the server. The what? The ready command. I don't see that at all. In the burp proxy and the HTTP history tab, find the WebSocket Handshake request. Observe that the request has no CRS tokens. Right click on the Handshake request and select copy URL. Find the WebSocket Handshake request in the history tab. Bro, I'm stuck. I don't know what it's trying to tell me to do. I want to watch this video. It's being all weird because it's in my VM. So I'm going to open this up in my Windows host machine.
Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. In this Web Security Academy lab, I'll show you how to perform a cross-site WebSocket hijacking attack to exfiltrate our victim's chat history and gain access to their account. The official solution to the lab requires Burp Professional Edition because it's using Burp Collaborator, but I'll show you how to solve the lab with just the Burp Community Edition. Let's get into it. So let's go to the application and go to live chat. I was already chatting to the bot quite a bit before. The interesting thing here, the interesting behavior is that if we refresh the page, or as we just visited it, we were presented with our entire chat history, even though we're not logged in. So this means that the WebSocket has a concept of our session. So if we go to Developer Console and go to Cookie Editor, if you don't have the Cookie Editor extension, I'll link to it in the description. But we can see that there's a session cookie being set. That's how the WebSocket knows about our session. But more importantly, we see that the same site attribute of the session cookie is set to none, which means that the session cookie will be sent along in cross-site requests. So let me close this. And now let's go to Burp. In Burp, let's go to WebSockets, and I'm going to clear the entire history here. So we have a clean history. I'm going to go back to the application and refresh the page. And now here we can see in the history, so clean history, we can see one message to the server, which is a ready message that we send. And then the server replies with our entire chat history. That's quite interesting. We can confirm.
Let's see if I can get that ready message to pop up. But I didn't get that, dude. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and send some message. It says disconnected. Oh, there we go. Send. Let's go to WebSocket history, clear history, and then let's just do refresh. Ping pong. Oh, there's my ready message. Oh, there we go. So these are all the messages that we sent already. Okay. Okay, I'm tracking now.
This if we send this ready message request to repeater, and we go to repeater, we have the ready message here and we send it. We can see clearly that we send the ready message and then the server replies with our entire chat history. Now let's go to proxy and HTTP history. If we go to the get/chat endpoint here, we can see that this endpoint isn't using any CSRF protection because there are no unpredictable tokens being set. So we know about three important factors now. We know that the same site attribute of the session cookie is set to none, which means it will be sent along in cross-site requests. We know that the chat WebSocket endpoint is vulnerable to cross-site request forgery because it doesn't use any unpredictable tokens. And we know that when we send a ready message to the WebSocket replies with the entire chat history. What we want to do is we want to create an exploit page that contains a JavaScript payload where the JavaScript will open a WebSocket with the chat endpoint, send a ready message to the WebSocket, after which the server will reply with the entire chat history in separate messages. And for each message we receive, we want to send that message to ourselves. So if we send a link to this exploit page through something like phishing to our victim, and our victim clicks the link and visits our page, after loading the page, the victim will open a connection with the WebSocket. The session cookie will be sent along because the same site attribute of the session cookie is set to none. Then the victim will send a ready message to the WebSocket, after which the WebSocket replies with the entire chat history. And then we send that chat history, so every message in the history, to an endpoint, for example, a web server that we control. In this example, we're going to send it to our exploit endpoint in the form of GET requests. Let's start crafting our payload. So we want to start by creating a new WebSocket. It's a secure WebSocket. That's what our lab is using. We want to open a WebSocket with our lab. So let's copy the host header here and paste that in. And we want to go to the chat endpoint. I'm going to save this file for now. Then when we've opened, so this is an event, when we've opened the WebSocket, we want to run a new function. And in that function, we want to send a message to the WebSocket. We want to send the ready message. after which the WebSocket will reply with the entire chat history, which is another event. It will reply with the chat history in separate messages, so one for each line in the chat history. So let's create a new function. This time we add an argument event because we're receiving back information from the WebSocket server. And then when we receive a message, we actually want to take that message and use the JavaScript fetch API to do a GET request to the endpoint we control and add the message we receive as our payload. Let's go to the lab, go to the exploit server. So the URL we want to use is this one here. Copy this, paste that in. I'm going to add a query parameter message, and then we are going to append the message that we've received from the WebSocket containing our chat history. So we base64 encode that, and then we say event.data, which will include the message. Let's save this file, and now let's copy this and let's upload it to our exploit server. So let's go to our exploit server. Let's replace the text here. I'm going to add and close JavaScript tags and then paste our payload in between. I'm going to store this, and then we're going to deliver our exploit to our victim. And then we're going to wait a few seconds for our victim in the background for the lab to visit our exploit page here and then do the GET requests to upload the chat messages. That should be enough time. So let's go to access log, go all the way to the bottom. And then at the end here, we can see there was a 10 address that visited our exploit page. And then we can see several GET requests to our exploit endpoint with the query parameter message, and then the base64 encoded log messages. So let's copy these lines here containing the chat messages. I'm going to go to VI, doesn't matter what the file name is, paste this in, and then we only want to keep the base64 encoded messages here. So we want to delete everything up to the equal sign. So let's do that for every line. Go back here, and then there's a little bits at the end as well that we want to delete. So let's do that. Delete this. Let's go back here. Delete that as well. Delete here. And then delete this part. Let's copy all of this. Let's go to burp. Go to decoder. Paste that in. And then we want to decode this as base64. And we can see our chat messages here. Hello, how can I help? I forgot my password. No problem, Carlos. And this is the password. So let's go to our lab. Let's close this. Let's go to my account. Username was Carlos. Password, just paste it in and log in. And there we go. We've successfully solved the lab. I hope this was helpful to you, and thank you for watching.
If you love to travel.
Whew, that was a lot.
Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well.
Might have to go back to that one later. Alright, watch that one again, but right click on the Handshake request and select copy URL. In the browser, go to the exploit server and paste the following into the body. Okay, let's go ahead and right click copy, go to exploit server, put this into the body, and then we want to copy URL and then paste. Replace website URL with the URL from the website Handshake. Make sure you add the change the protocol from HTTPS to WSS. Replace your collaborator URL with the payload generated by Burp collaborator. Okay, we need to make a collaborator. Get started. Click View Exploit. Pull the interactions in the Collaborator tab. Verify that the attack is successfully retrieving your chat history and exfiltrate it via Burp Collaborator. It's not my Burp Collaborator interactions. Oh, maybe I have to hit store and then view exploit. No. Oh, I don't know why that's not working. Oh, there we go. Oh, now it's working. Okay, it's working now. Deliver exploit to victim. There we go. Got it. Well, that wasn't it. Why didn't it give me what I was looking for? I can't reopen a closed tab, bro. What the hell? That's toxic. Why does Firefox not let you reopen a closed tab? It's like they've never accidentally closed a tab on accident. Once again, another reason why Chrome is a superior web browser to Firefox. Maybe that's just the password. Is this the password? Maybe that's just the full plaintext password. Already decoded for me. No, it's not. The full contents of the chat message in JSON format. So if I do more, every body is exactly the same. Full now. That didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I don't understand how I'm getting different results.
In this Web Security Academy, go to proxy and HTTP history. If we go to the get/chat endpoint here, we can see that being set to none, which endpoint reply page that can review this and to that endpoint. I'll save this file. We want to run a new function, and in that function history, giving back information message, we actually to end the message that, and then we say event.data, which will include the message. Let's save this file, and now let's copy this and let's upload it to our exploit server. So let's go to our exploit server. Let's
Look at the exploit here. Yeah, so he's doing question mark message equals message equals if I store that and deliver this to the victim.
So we base64 encode that, and then we say event.data, which will include the message. Let's save this file, and now let's copy this. And let's
He's using JSON.
upload it to our exploit server. So let's go to our exploit server. Let's replace the text here. I'm going to add and close JavaScript tags and then paste our payload in between. I'm going to store this, and then we're going to deliver our exploit to our victim. And then we're going to wait a few seconds for our victim in the background for the lab. To visit our exploit page here, and then query parameter message. And then at the end here, we can see there was a 10 address that visited our exploit page. And then we can see several GET requests to our exploit endpoint with the query parameter message, and then the base64 encoded log messages. So let's copy these lines here containing the chat messages. I'm going to go to VI, copy these lines here, basic exploit that visited our exploit page, and then
Hmm.
header here.
Can't get nothing to pop my collaborator now. Yeah, I don't understand why it's not working all of a sudden. Make a new one, I guess. Copy to clipboard. Test. we will come over to here. Oh, maybe it's HTTPS. That's what I think I'm doing wrong. HTTPS. Deliver exploit to victim. Store. Deliver exploit to victim. Did that get me something? No. Why? Am I not using the right one? View exploit. Bro, why is it collaborator just not working? This is a paid feature, but it doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, it's so annoying.
Paste that in, and we want to go receive a message. We actually want to take that message. So the URL we want to use is this one here. Copy that.
There it is, but it's still getting the same. Oh, here we go. This is what I need. A message right here. Here is the message. Now I need to just send this to the victim. Let's go ahead and clear interaction history. And if I hit send the victim, it should just work. In theory. Deliver exploit to victim. Hopefully that just works. And then I get what I need. If not, then I'm gonna have to get off our collaborator. Oh, here we go. No problem, Carlos. So this is Carlos's password. I think I got it. Hopefully that just works. Nice, it worked. Heck yeah. Hit refresh, it should say solved. Perfect. How to secure a WebSocket connection. To minimize the risk of security vulnerabilities arising with WebSockets, use the following guidelines. Use the WSS.//protocol WebSockets over TLS hardcode in the URL of the WebSocket endpoint, and certainly don't incorporate user controllable data in this URL. Protect the WebSocket Handshake message against CRSF to avoid cross-site WebSocket hijacking vulnerabilities. Treat data received via the WebSockets as untrusted in both directions. Handle data safely on both the server and client ends to prevent input-based vulnerabilities such as SQL injection and cross-site scripting. So we need to go back to the one I haven't finished yet. Because remember, I skipped the lab because it was just broken. I just couldn't figure out how to to do it. Well, I could, but it was, I don't know, it seemed like it was broken to me. Where was that lab at? This one, right here. This is taking a long time to load up, so it's telling me it's building, so that's good. It seems like it got reset. Hopefully it did. I decided I'm not going to answer questions when they're asked in French. Clear history here. Let's go ahead and turn intercept on. And then we're going to do a test back to here. And we're going to forward that. Forward that, forward that, forward that. Just turn intercept off. It should just work. There we go. Solved. Easy enough. That was easy. It was just a simple filter bypass. The IP blacklisting I didn't know how to get past, but I got past the XSS filter bypass though. Okay, so if I hit refresh on this should say solved. Nice. If I go we're done now. Did this, and I've already read this. Hit continue, we'll be done. Well done, you've completed WebSockets vulnerabilities. Nice. Alright guys, well that is the end of the stream. Pretty quick one this week. As you can see, it was not too many labs. And we are done. So if you're watching on Twitch, hit the follow button. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you're on LinkedIn, hit the follow button if you haven't already followed me. Although I feel like you wouldn't find the stream if you weren't already following me, but if you're not, hit the follow button and follow me on LinkedIn. If you guys don't know, I have a podcast called The Hacker's Cache, so check that out. It's on all those podcasting apps as well as on YouTube. I also make YouTube videos. I drop them every single Saturday, and podcast episodes are released every single Wednesday. And check out my blog at my website, kyserclark.com. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you learned something today. Next stream will be same time next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. We will be streaming more TryHack. We're doing, continuing on with the Web Pentester Learning Path. I think that's what it's called. Web Pentester Learning Path. And yeah, hopefully I see you there. Peace out. Take care. Have a good one. Kyser out.